How about we talk about we're here in the Sunshine State, the Outcast broadcast here from the Sunshine State. But according to some people, we should not be traveling to Florida this summer.
Because we're already here.
The NAACP, we covered this story about a month ago where the local chapter here said stay away from Florida because it's full of MAGA hat-wearing racists and that you shouldn't come to the Sunshine State. Stay away. Now DeSantis says he's going to run for president. And Hillary Clinton says ultra MAGA
I'm just chilling
Florida.
in Cedar Rapids.
They're homophobes down here in Florida.
That's you guys.
It's true.
They don't like black people.
That's true, too.
And we have,
Memphis.
let's go to MSNBC. We have an MSNBC clip here where Aisha Mills says Florida is she says that it's a terrorist state here.
To be reminded that actually this is getting to the point where Florida is about to be a terrorist state to many of us here in America. Certainly as a lesbian, as a black woman, I don't want to have anything to do with the place.
I mean, isn't it already illegal to be transgender in Florida?
Yeah.
It's illegal? Like you go to jail?
That's
Get
what
the
I heard.
fuck out of here.
Isn't it like illegal?
No,
It's illegal to dress up like dress drag.
Is it illegal?
It's illegal to dress drag.
Hold on.
No.
Isn't it illegal
I think that's in Tennessee.
Hold on. Isn't it illegal to teach African American studies in schools?
Let me ask this question. What does
You mean American history?
What does the
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking
NAACP
about?
have to do with LGBTQ though?
What?
Like when they made the
Florida's
announcement,
being attacked by multiple
saying.
people.
Here's
I'm
the
just
thing
saying.
about that. It came like a day after Ron DeSantis announced that he's running for president. So you kind of see what I'm going here?
No,
with this?
he's been doing shit like for the past 4 or 5 years.
Here's
that
my
people have been
question.
saying
Here's
that.
another
doing a lot
question.
of wild
Get out
shit.
of your little chamber, dog.
Oh,
Let's
is it
move
okay?
on.
Well, here's the question: if the
Let's move
chair of the NAACP lives in Tampa,
Huh?
the chair of the NAACP, he lives in Tampa. Well, he lives in Tampa, so it must not be that bad. If he lives in Tampa,
Well, he knows firsthand.
That's true.
well, shouldn't he leave? If it's so bad for people, is he telling black? And when
maybe-
they asked him that, he said, "We're not telling people to leave." He
Sure,
said,
sure.
"But we're telling people not to come here." If Florida
right.
is a
Well, he said-
terrorist
he said-
state,
There
he
you
said
go.
it-
There you go. Because maybe they want to stay and make it a better place before they invite.
so
their
shouldn't
friends
they
and
be
family
telling
Well,
all
they
the
said
other
they-
people
they
to
didn't
come
say-
there? And let me
No,
also say this:
until they
per the
make it a
Florida
better
Chamber
place.
of Commerce, Florida is the #1 state for black-owned businesses.
Sure,
'2 for Hispanic, and
Sure.
#2 for women. So how is it bad for black people?
sure.
How's that possible? How can two
in
things be
other
true?
ways, because,
That's
dude,
'cause it's
there could
always like that.
They're not freaking. They don't coincide with each other.
How's
like, they
that
can be two different
possible?
things. Because
How could-
businesses are businesses. You can open businesses no matter what you are, who you are. Okay, but that still doesn't mean that if you're walking down the street, somebody is going to be more offensive to you, or you could be more profiled because you're a minority or you're black, even if you own a fucking business.
I think you are likely to be very successful in Florida if you're
You
black.
can be. You can be, sure.
I think you can
I'm
be.
not saying you
I
can't.
mean, for someone who's
It's
lived in
crazy.
several
You can-
different
crazy talk.
Sure you
states,
can.
It seems like
you
to
can
me.
be successful anywhere.
You
It don't
can.
matter if it's
And
Florida. It don't matter if it's
Yeah.
Texas, California, fucking
no,
Washington
we're not saying
State.
it's
It don't
impossible.
matter.
Right.
I mean, my thing is this. They didn't say.
Why would you
Boy,
single out a state like that and to talk like that?
Well, hear me out.
Because they feel attacked
because
by the
what's
governor.
going on with what DeSantis has been doing.
Yeah.
Like,
They
and
feel
there are other,
attacked.
but listen, Texas and Tennessee are trying to catch up with Florida right now, and DeSantis is a danger to this country.
Well, I asked before, what is it specifically, the policy that you think is a danger to this country?
Well, one, when you don't teach your own history, you know what they say: people don't know their history is bound to repeat themselves.
Well, not only that.
And I just want to know, what is it about DeSantis that he has? What's he afraid of African American history? What has he got against that?
What
What is he? What is he? You know what I'm saying? What is he? What is
So
he?
what is the policy
all
that,
that stuff.
what is
I
the
mean-
policy?
Dude, do you not pay attention?
Right.
There's
I'm
all kind of
asking
shit
a question.
He's taking
You're
over
not answering it.
schools and shut them down and turning
He's
them into
shutting
shit.
down schools.
They all kind of shit. He's trying to take over the fucking athletic department across the country.
He's taking
across,
over athletic
across the
department
state. He's trying to. They're
across
writing
the country.
legislation.
You
for
know,
it. All kind of shit.
you know,
dude. There's all kind of
DeSantis,
shit going on. That,
All right, well,
he's
that
supposed
sounds
to do.
bad.
You know, DeSantis just cost the city of right outside Orlando $1 billion because Disney pulled the plug on $1 billion project.
Well, let me tell you about that.
Works.
That project
And not
was
only-
already going to not go through. That they were already not going to go through with that project, and they only announced that to try to make DeSantis look bad. That project
He
was
already
not
look
going
bad.
through.
Shit. He still ain't took care of freaking Fort Lauderdale. They still got most of them places
They're
still
all
underwater, ain't got
flooded, dude.
power.
We're still
Meanwhile,
getting
he's spending
freaking
our
sugar
tax dollars,
water.
which is what he just signed us a few days ago, to where now anybody works in the state
Can't
state
even
office,
breathe in
they
Southwest
can
Florida.
they can literally
It's
go off.
great out here. I just went swimming at the beach yesterday. It was beautiful.
Not without sneezing. If you got allergies, you're fucked.
Yeah,
That's-
red
That
tide
red
ain't no
tide,
joke.
that red tide
Red
sucks
tide ain't no
out here.
joke.
That's
Red
his
tide
fault.
ain't no- He the governor,
It
ain't
has
he?
a lot to do with.
He the governor of the
that's
state of
going on in
Florida.
the state.
The red tide is his fault.
He
It
the
has a lot
governor.
to do with
the
going on
Red
in the
tide,
state.
which we've had since way before he was
But,
ever our governor.
if you take the job,
Sure.
and no
if
one
they're-
knows how to get rid of it.
Sure
Wait,
they
It's
do.
his
hold on.
fault.
Hold
Sure
on,
they
hold
do.
on. Hear me out.
I'm hearing you, but I'm talking too.
Sure they
No,
do.
listen.
Stop taking money from
No
the
one's
sugar
listening to
If
me.
you
company
take
and
the
let
job
the water
and
go
things
elsewhere.
need to be fixed, that means you took the job that is on your responsibility to fix it.
So,
Yeah.
So
you
the
got
state
him on
of
the red tide.
Florida-
What else?
The state of Florida is his responsibility,
Red tide.
and Red
All right.
Tide is a part of it.
That's really not a big
It-
enough reason for me to hate him. Sorry.
I didn't say to hate
No,
him.
nobody hates
I
him.
don't
Well,
think
you
you
guys
guys
are
are
tripping with that. I was just trying to understand
Now,
your
you got-
position, why you hate him so much. You guys are visceral. You hate this guy. What is the
I-
policy?
listen,
though?
I don't hate anybody
What did
'cause
he do
nobody's-
to people
I-
you know besides really give us a lot of
you know
freedom
what?
and
I
allow
can-
businesses
hold
to
on.
get started?
Because
And I
see-
told you that this is the number
But
one
you
state
only
for black-owned
but
businesses.
TK, you
Freedom,
only
if you're
see
not-
things in a very microscopic way. You don't see a big picture, and you don't listen to
He
what
doesn't
people are
see
saying.
You
Yeah,
always
he doesn't
attack
see
me when you don't have anything to say about the issues.
I
It's
was
so
li-
tired. It's
I
so
was literally-
old, dude.
I'm literally
Oh my
about to
God.
give. I'm about to give you some.
We just gave you like 5 of them, motherfucking. You're
You didn't
like,
wanna listen.
Oh, no, that didn't
I
happen.
give you
Oh, no,
another
this
one.
I did
is-
not.
oh, I didn't
You
look at it.
said
Oh,
that. You said he caused the red tide.
Never
That
mind.
one
Hold
I
on.
don't
I
have a
didn't say
problem
he
I
with.
give you
Oh,
one
shit.
right now. I
You
give you
also
one.
He's
said,
not
listen, you
worried
said he
about
shut
it.
down
He's not
schools.
fixing shit.
I don't
Hold on.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You said
I got one there to take
I'm
you
trying
to
to talk.
taking a
Dude,
moment.
How
It
could I ever
directs
make
me-
a position
You
when you don't let me
agree
talk?
with it. It's
It
a
direct-
fact.
hold
He
on.
did it. I
Hold
don't
on.
care
You
if
guys
agree
can't
or
all
not.
talk.
Hold on. This
What do
directs.
you mean I can't talk?
This directs me personally. My fraternity, Black historic fraternity. DeSantis is now kicking all of us out of universities. This directs me personally, even though I pledged and went to school in Tennessee. We have chapters all over the world.
What he did to the
Over
teachers
the
union,
world.
he's fucking the teachers
He-
union
so,
over. 'Cause
that's
they
what I'm
don't
saying.
vote for him.
What did he do to
This-
the teachers union?
This
He
is
pretty
what I'm
much shut
saying.
it the fuck
What
down.
He
is
shut
it
down
about
the teachers union. Yeah, we don't want teachers unions in this fucking
One
state.
thing I
Fuck
heard
that.
from my sister, who is a teacher, she said that she got a raise last year, and she's a Democrat. And
I
she,
like his policies.
She
Let me just say.
she was happy to know that she got a raise.
I'm sorry that happened
I'm
at the
asking,
college, but
what is
I like his
what,
policies.
What is it about Black people that Ron DeSantis does not want everybody to learn our history? Because
Where
if that's
is he taking your history? How does he not
next,
want
next
people
subject,
to learn?
let's
Yeah,
move on.
he's
Let's
obviously
move
not-
on.
he's not
Shutting
gonna
down the
That's-
debate again when you
You
can't
haven't even
shut down
answered
the
it.
debate
You're
again.
not-
You'll
It's-
never
it's-
see me shut down the
It's
debate.
no, it's not.
ever.
You have to.
Because he's
Remember
not
that.
debating. He's
hold
just
on.
freaking talking shit.
Pardon me, Ramo.
Good
In order
Lord.
to have a debate, you have to respond.
And back with facts.
And if I'm
None.
asking, if I ask you a question, I ask a simple question. You
What's the
try.
question?
I ask you. I'll ask it one more time. What is it about Ron DeSantis where he's afraid of everybody learning African American history?
I just told you he's not doing that.
This book by Kathleen Connors, The Life of Rosa Parks, was one of the dozens of books that Duval County rejected from first grade classrooms. And I had to know what was so egregious about it. Maybe the district objects to the reality that schools and buses were once segregated in this country and wants to hide that from young people. Maybe they're offended by the acknowledgement that Rosa Parks worked for the NAACP, a Black civil rights organization. Maybe they hated the timeline of her arrest that led to a case that ultimately dismantled Alabama's racist law. But I think it's very possible that the answer to why this book was deemed inappropriate for first grade in Duval County lies right here on page 20. Rosa's story teaches us a very important lesson that even small actions can have a big impact. Maybe that's the real rub. That suggesting to young people that they can make this world better is just a bridge too far in DeSantis's America.
Next
let
subject.
me read
Next
the
subject.
transcript here. It's, I am reading this from PBS.
Let's go.
This is PBS. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis defended his administration's decision to block a course on African American studies from the state's public schools. He said teaching Black history is required in Florida schools, but the advanced placement course amounted to indoctrination. The fight is just the latest in the ongoing identity and culture war in Florida that has become the hallmark of DeSantis's agenda. This
I read
according
that.
to the PBS.
I read that
DeSantis
already.
like,
So I
this
know.
shit ain't
So
even
I
got
already
nothing-
know.
this
I
shit ain't
read
even
that already.
bothering
So I
him.
already know the
What he
difference
fucking
between
with trans people? Trans people ain't fucking with him.
You're only talking to people who don't read into the articles
What are you
like I
talking
do.
about?
And I
I
read
don't
into the
talk
article.
to anybody who don't know what the hell
You're
they talking
talking
about.
over me, goddammit.
You
It pisses
talk
me
over me,
off,
so
dude.
cool it out. Cool it out. You ain't the only person that can yell.
To talk to yourself.
Move on to the next subject. You ain't the only one that can raise their octave levels. I can do it just as well, if not more.
You don't want to hear my point?
You don't
want
wanna-
to have anyone
You
to
don't
debate
have,
with?
TK, you don't
Then
have
don't
answers.
have to worry about debating. You
Listen,
just want to talk
if
over
somebody
me.
asks a question, just give a
just
simple
talking
answer.
over me.
You cannot ask a question with a question.
Would you like me to answer the question?
You didn't even
Please,
answer it.
Tomcat. Let's hear what Tomcat has to say.
Answer
go
the
ahead.
question. I just asked him one
You
question.
read further into the article,
Okay, go ahead.
Tomcat. What have you found?
You just read it, Gentry. They're not blocking African American studies. They're not telling you can't learn about slavery. He's saying that AP course, which is a course that is advanced studies, amounts to indoctrination. He's pushing back on it because it's talking about things where he's saying that he feels like it's making white people feel like they're oppressors and black people feel like they're victims. So he's pushing back on
So
that.
what the fuck? So why have they been taking?
Why can't I have my opinion on that?
No, I'm asking the question. Why have they been removing all African American material out of middle schools, elementary schools, and high schools in this state this year?
I don't agree with that.
Today, no,
Find the article that says that.
TK, it's literally everywhere.
Find the article that says they're removing
TK,
black
this has been on
history
Fox
out of
News,
schools.
it's been on CNN, it's been on MSNBC.
You know what I mean?
It was
I
a
know,
trending topic
I know.
on
No
Twitter
one can
for
ask
like
any
a week.
questions. No one can ask any questions.
All right, man.
Right?
All right, man. You don't get it.
Yeah,
That's
pay
okay.
attention.
You don't get it.
Let's hear from somebody else who feels like the white man really is in for a reckoning here. This is on YouTube. This is something that should get us fired up even more for the show. Let's
We care about our reparations, and we have to put white people on notice.
And there it is.
And there it is.
What the hell is that?
That our foreparents and us, we didn't work for free and underpaid and all this nonsense, and the white folks get away with it, and they talk about the great city they're building. No, we want our reparations. $3 million per person.
$3 million person reparation.
What is that? 'Cause
So
you
this
just
is a
feel
guy
like you
in
just
Tampa that is talking to the panel in
Tampa?
in Tampa,
Okay.
Florida. And he's asking for $3 million in reparations, which is odd because Florida is, of course, hostile to black people. So
It is.
you know.
And you'll
It
never
is.
get it. You'll never get that.
So,
A
bold strategy, Cotton.
Very bold.
he's a born Floridian, so he definitely won't get it. It's a big picture, man.
Well, I love Florida.
I
I'm
hope
happy
we're-
to be here. I mean, I figure if there's 50 states and you could find one you love
sure.
and go to it
I've lived in several of them.
and stop being in one and bitching about it. How about that would be fun for you?
Or
you could find one you liked.
Or you can leave out of one state and go to other states and actually learn and open your mind more to different things than
And
what
fight
you
with
know
people
because you
who are
haven't
not different
because
than
you
you.
haven't been anywhere else to actually have a conversation
Okay.
and
And
see
tell
how
them they're
other people
idiots.
live and form a better opinion versus what you've always
You don't want to
known.
listen to my opinion.
Now another person on the floor, or you can hang out and teach people and make it a better place for everybody, and that's what we're trying to do here.
And that's, I think, also where people get kind of annoyed because it's like, I don't want to be taught.
That's the
you
problem.
need to be.
That's the
Because
that's the
you got
problem.
issues.
Well,
That's
let
the
me just
problem
tell
right
ya.
there. Anybody who says they don't
I
want
don't
to
want to be taught
You
by
need to be
you.
taught. You
Let
need
me
to
Listen,
be
that's
tell
the
ya.
thing. That
I'll
means
do
you
my
got-
own research.
No,
Thanks,
no.
though. But thanks, though. But thanks, though.
See, that makes no
You're looking in the wrong
sense.
But I
places.
appreciate it, though. But thanks for
You're
the
looking in the
class
wrong
option.
places.
No, I appreciate it.
Sorry.
I appreciate it.
You're
Thanks for the
wrong.
AP course on bullshit.
Okay.
No, I'll choose another course.
Let's talk about something
Okay.
fun.